song, I'm going to ask you for the most two feared words in all of live performance: audience participation. If your feet are flat on the ground, can you start stomping the ground with us? Your right, your left. Now everybody show me your hands really quick. Ah, you're innocent, I know, I get it. If you're a music nerd, you're going to clap on the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I see you. I knew who you were. Follow me, ready? They're going to give you that as a snap, but I want you to clap. Hey, you're all mostly kosher now. Keep that going for us. Make the church shake. Who's that grand dog dressed in white? Must be the children of the Israelites. I know it's a typical choir concert, so it's not too much speaking in between, but thank you all for being here to support this amazing, just first of all to support amazing choir music and choral music in the world that's so important, and sometimes it gets lost, and I'm so proud, I'm a proud student to my teacher, Dr. Stephen Kronauer, who works so hard to keep choral music alive and keep the really amazing ensemble. Give it up for all these guys. So I'm going to just say that I have known you, my dear professor, since I was 18 years old, and I'm 35 now. Only like 4 or 5 years, it's great. I'm still young. Anyways, Cal State Long Beach, he was my vocal professor, and not only did he take me through my 5 years at school as a voice major, but not only he invited me then, the next year, I'm just going to go into some personal stuff, I'm sorry everybody. He invited me to be the assistant conductor at the community choir he had in downtown at the time, at the Colburn School. And from that one opportunity, I got to go straight from college into working at an esteemed conservatory, and then from his connections was able to allow me to start being faculty there as well. And he launched my ability to be seen as a professional music teacher in my own right, alongside next to him, which I've always been incredibly grateful. He's part of the launch of my career. And in addition to that, a little pivot, it would have never happened without you. It's separate of this work, but I also, my other day job is many of us all volunteer and play music in Skid Row for a nonprofit called Urban Voices Project. And Steve, if he had not connected me to downtown the way he did, that came through those same connections, and that would have never happened. So that is so much of my life. But tonight we're experiencing the joy where in that role I'm more in the backseat, or I'm a choir director, but I'm not the front. And this is an ensemble that has been allowing me to express myself in every way with my dear, amazing, esteemed colleagues. I'm going to take a moment to introduce them right now. This is Janice Mountain and Markham on the violin. Her leadership, as she runs and band leads with me, has been steadfast since the very beginning. This is Adam Levy on bass. Longtime friends with Janice, but he was right there from also the very first year. We started this in 2009. So we're a little old too. Eric Hackstrom on the drums. A famous drummer in his own right, touring all over the world, but he also puts his heart and soul into the arrangements with me as well. Incredible creative. This is Ben Tevick on the clarinet. He's like that guy you would never, he's so nice and so sweet. You can't think of anything negative to say. And then he just rips on his instrument, and I don't know how he does it, but the last and not least is Nadav Pellet on guitar. He wasn't born here, he came here when he was 15 years ago, and yet he still has a better sense of humor in English than I do. Which, I don't know how you do that, but also he's a guitarist in multiple styles, but especially in Mediterranean, Greek, and North African styles, in which he brings that flavor to this band, and I cannot be more grateful to be here with this incredible choir to put all of these amazing friends together for you all tonight. So thank you for being here. Now, that was a long talking moment to introduce a song that has nothing to do with any of that. Our latest album that came out a few years ago is called This World Is Yours. And we decided to write original Jewish cultural music rather than just cover old folk songs, which is more typical of this genre of klezmer music, as we call it. The melody you heard in the last Wade in the Water, that was a klezmer melody. This is an old Jewish folk melody. So what we did for this new album is we took old folk melodies and mashed them up with new songs, similar to what you just heard, how that was a mashup of sounds. But we decided to write original music based on things that were important to us. And as you heard, many of us volunteer in Skid Row, and mental health and mutual understanding, and trying to treat each other with just dignity, respect, and humanity. is something that we found to be a more profound problem in the world that we keep facing. And we put this into the album. And this next song, Hail to the King, the lyrics that we wrote is, Hail to the King of the weak, the knight of the meek. Because we want to, no matter how much we might disagree, how disillusioned you think someone is, we have to respect the humanity in each other first, to find that mutual understanding. And we brought in a Ladino song, which is an old Jewish folk melody from Spain, that says, Adiós querida, my love has been betrayed. It's a love song. But this betrayal of one human to another, combined with our modern need for mutual understanding for those that we disagree with, brings you this song, Hail to the King. You're hanging by your feet. The world's end is near complete. I know you fought so hard. You held your chin up high, but your feet are pointing to the sky and your eyes to the ground. You don't quite understand. Gravity's deadly axe. This world is upside down. Hail to the King of the weak. Hail to the knight of the weak. Hail to the King of the weak. The Savior's number thousands follow. we took an old Ladino Jewish folk song and we combined it. This next one, we decided we wanted to write the new Jewish folk music. So we wrote this complete original. And the Yiddish poetry translates to, I'd rather go to death than to never have seen you. And now that I've seen you, I feel I can finally die. We're Jewish, it's really happy. Now that I have seen you, I feel that I can finally die. And then und jetzt ist ich auf dir gesehen, kein nicht stark. שראיתי אותך, שאני יכול למות אני מעדיף מוות מאשר לא לראות אותך ועכשיו אחרי שראיתי אותך, שאני יכול למות So, is this in the program right now that you should like Sean's song? People watching closely? Yeah, we're not doing So, we are working on a new Hanukkah album, and I'm just going to be an honest artist for a second. Say, we've been working on it, and we want to share tonight, and we want to hold on to it a little bit longer. We're in the studio, and we're really having fun, and we're working on a Hanukkah album for next year. Although we will have a single release for this year that, stay tuned. If you're not already following us on our socials and Instagram and Facebook and all those things, or our newsletter, please do. We've been lucky enough that last year for Hanukkah we were on the Billboard Top Jewish Songs right there next to Jack Black and his Hanukkah album thing. So you can listen to Jack Black for Hanukkah, or you can listen to us. But I do want to just tell you a short story about how we started. You heard a little bit from Steve, but the actual day that it started was quite funny. I was 19 and I was a Cal State Long Beach student, and I was not only a singer, but I was a clarinetist and I was a pianist, and I did a lot of piano gigs to get me through college. And I had one from my other professor, Dr. Jonathan Talberg, who's a colleague of Dr. K's here. And he had a wedding for me to play, and it was at a synagogue in Santa Ana, Temple Beth Shalom. And this is why every good musician who wants a career should learn Yiddish, because after the show, you know what I did? I schmoozed. And I went and I talked, and I met this wonderful woman around the age of my grandmother, and she said, "Oh, you're Jewish, and you play clarinet. You must play klezmer." And I don't know if you know what klezmer is. It's this Eastern European fiddle on the roof sounding music, and I've never touched it in my life at the time. So I said to her, "Of course I play klezmer." And she said, "Oh, you must have a klezmer band." And I said, "Of course I have a klezmer band." I said, "Perfect. My name is Beverly August, and I'm the head of the sisterhood here at the synagogue. And next year we have a huge gala. We want your band to play." And I said, I jump in the car and I'm calling all of my Jewish music major friends, all two of them, and hey, once I ran out of them, I started calling my non-Jewish music major friends. Want to be in my klezmer band? What's klezmer? We're going to find out together. But just as you do in university, you study, you find joy in learning something new, and we prepared it as if it was a recital. And from the first gig, we ended up getting 5 more out of that. We didn't even have a name for the band yet, but our drummer has to this day still never been a Jewish person. Sorry, I called him out. So we decided, why not call ourselves Mostly Kosher, right? To this day. And he's the one that's like the brains behind a lot of the arrangements. But my point is that it started in a really silly way, but as it went on, speaking of the theme of tonight and sharing light, a lot of what came from it was recognizing some powerful moments of deep, rich cultural, traditional music can bring in different people's lives. One was when Janice and I played at an elderly folk home where they had so many people with walkers were lining the wall as they were in the audience, and we started playing a song called My Yiddish Mama. It's a famous Jewish song. And we had an elderly man, probably around 80 in his 80s, started sobbing in the middle of the song. And a woman put her hand on his back, and it was in the middle. I had 2 more minutes of the song. He saw it the whole way through. We just kept playing. And after the show, he comes up to me and Janice and he says, "I haven't heard that song performed live in over 60 years." And that was a way that we found that this music is spreading light, whether it's nostalgia, or, as we know, it's so important for our children and our next generation to be exposed to new traditions, new cultures, so it helps to keep us, again, that mutual understanding. So there's less bias and stereotype, but instead there's just more joy by the beautiful rainbow and melting pot of both Los Angeles and America. So that's another reason why we feel it's so important to share the light of culture and share the light of diversity to our incredible community. So, as you heard from the board member earlier, you can share your light by donating to them. And you can also share your light if you'd like to follow. If you follow a band on Instagram, it goes a lot farther than you think, or Facebook, or their newsletter. And you can also purchase merchandise that helps support our work and help support the next album. And we'll meet you after the show in the lobby for you all. And then just hope to see you guys for future gigs. And my last thing is we will be doing fun performances coming soon. If you're in Orange County, December 7th, we're headlining the Hanukkah celebration in Fullerton. And on December 17th, we'll be at the Cicada Club, an Art Deco swing club in downtown LA, with a big band mixed in with us and some swing dance. So for a klezmer and swing night. And those are just fun ways to experience this music. And then finally, Steve and I talked about also, since we all have our stake in our heart in the Skid Row work we do, there's many of us are actually performing at the event for Urban Voices Project. If you want to do some Skid Row music, arts, and homelessness intersection work and support that, that's on December 6th in Little Tokyo, Skid Row border at the Budokan from 12 to 4. And there's a poster you can take a picture of out on the lobby for that as well. And those are all our upcoming things that we're all very excited about. And thank you for letting me share. So we're going to go into this next and second to last piece, and Janice will introduce.
Thank you. I guess what I want to say about this next tune, Vitebsk, is that it's really about community, which is what we have right here. And if this can be a microcosm of the world that we would like to create. The journey starts small with this tune, just like the town of Vitebsk. Just a few musicians playing together, until more and more come into the fray. And then more, and a choir that we have tonight. And there's melancholy. It's a little roller coaster. But we end with all of us together, singing, clapping, and supporting one another. Vitebsk.
last piece, from Prince of Egypt, Through Heaven's Eyes. I think that's a beautiful way to see light. So, I don't know if you'll share any final comments, but thank you again, everybody.
Yes. Our choir is going to take a 1-week break, but if you're interested in being a member and singing with us, you can come a week from Wednesday to St. Edmund's Episcopal and audition after the rehearsal, sing with us, and see what you think. But we would love to have more members and keep growing. So thank you. And I'm so thankful to these friends, this wonderful group that made it possible for us to work with them.